First of all, let's go for the introduction. Distributive justice is an important topic to be discussed in Islamic economics. Individual duty and devotion, responsibility for social welfare are all part of this. It is guided by two principles, which is freedom and fairness. Islam encourages wealth to circulate broadly and contribute to the community's welfare, distributing income into the underprivileged classes of society. Idea of distribution must be based on the fundamental concepts of Islamic economics, including individual freedom, social insurance, prohibition of wealth accumulation, and equitable distribution of income. To begin with the first question, how should goal of distribution in Islam be defined? First and foremost, distribution in Islam are just and fair. Therefore, it is defined as equitable distribution of resources, including rights, privileges, liabilities, rewards, and punishments. Islam instills in mankind pity, kindness, cooperation, and communal duty. Islam promotes for a more fair distribution of wealth and income in order to close the gap between the rich and the poor. So, encouragement of voluntary almsgiving, zakah enforcement, and inheritance are three key approaches to wealth reallocation. Muslims are expected to redistribute through public goods, favoring the comparatively poor in educational and entrepreneurial possibilities in addition to zakah and faraid. Income and wealth must not be concentrated in few hands. Therefore, Islam supports equity, not equality.
Moving on to the next question, which is the scope of distribution in Islam. In this video, the scope of distribution is divided into three, which are the distribution of the income and wealth, inheritance, and resources. For the distribution of income and wealth, we want to see the impact of the implementation of three instruments from Islamic economic system into the socialist and capitalist system. The three instruments are the system of push and zakat, prohibition of interest, and the inheritance law of Islam. Meanwhile, the distribution of inheritance focus on Fairul as a Muslim obligation and how we can use it as a tool in personal wealth and asset management and planning. Fairul will also ensure that money is dispersed fairly among the heirs and not concentrated on one hand or location. Lastly, the distribution of resources. The distribution of resources is connected with the economic efficiency and utility maximization based on how we distribute the resources, whereas the allocation of resources is based on the concept of wants, needs, and scarcity.
Following further, we move to the significance of implementing Islamic economic system in distribution. The first is to assist in achieving the welfare equalization. In the aspect of distribution of income, welfare equalization doesn't mean that everyone gets the same amount of salary, but they get their rights with the salary that based on their efforts and contribution. One of the failures of capitalist system is they just focus on the production, while welfare in an Islamic economy is manifested through production, distribution, and consumption. The second is a guarantee for fulfillment of basic needs to all. Fulfilling the basic needs of individuals and households is a primary indicator of creating prosperity. With the existence, institutions such as zakah can help in ensuring the society needs are met. This is the place where the rich people need to pay some compulsory tax and the money will be distributed to those in need. We can see that zakat is an institution that redistributes the wealth. This is closely related with the third point, where Islamic economic is an effort of poverty alleviation. This is because the principal objective of zakat is to erase the poverty and other financial problems. Efforts to eradicate the poverty are under the maqasid Syahirah, which is hifzul mal, the protection of property, and this is similar to the objective of the first goal in Sustainable Development Goals, that is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere.
Now, we are going to look at the challenges or problems that make distribution goals slightly difficult to achieve. To begin, according to Muhammad Abdul's article on the issues and challenges of wakaf practice in Malaysia, there are 7 issues and challenges of wakaf practice, which are legal issues, limited knowledge and awareness, a lack of funds, idle assets, management inefficiencies, incomplete record data, and illegal invasion. Furthermore, According to the article titled Issues and Challenges of Zakat Institutions Achieving Maqasid Syariah in Malaysia, not only Waqaf institution but also Zakat institutions have been accused of not effectively distributing Zakat collections. Why has not all of the Zakat money been distributed despite the fact that there are still poor people? The lack of personnel in Malaysian Zakat institutions has been identified as a problem. This limitation may result in Zakat institutions being inefficient and unable to eliminate poverty when there is not enough staff to handle all of the recipients. This happens. Besides that, in Malaysia, there is also a problem with Islamic inheritance, administration and distribution, with the number of unclaimed inheritances steadily increasing over time. The problem arises because the legal system provides no practical solutions. As a result, the efficiency of the claim flow cannot be guaranteed. If all of the problems continue to persist, meeting everyone's basic needs will be difficult.
The last question from this topic is, does Muslim in this modern day achieve the goal of distribution? From the article research, the goal of distribution is not fully achieved and there are few factors proving this. The roots of this problem come from the management and regulation itself. There is an absence of a just system in the management, and this led to the question of the utilization of distribution instruments. For example, we figured that the collection of zakat began to increase year by year, but the poverty rate did not decrease. There is also an undistributed zakat amount and underutilization of waqaf land happening in our country. This raises question how the undistributed amount of zakat are managed and the benefits foregone from the undeveloped waqaf land. As for the regulation and practice, the ideas of establishing a just and equity distribution system is in our community, but the individuals are not giving competence effort to realize that. To conclude, Islam has enlightened us the way of life we should follow. In this economic view, Islam introduced the goals of distribution, which emphasize equity and justice. Hence, from here comes the prosperity of a country. To achieve this, we need the cooperation from individuals, government policies, and Islamic institutions, so that the implementation of Islamic economy can be accomplished more efficiently.